kalmış ya. Kedi mi sahiplensem mi?
Çok güzel abi kedi.
Tamam. Kedi çok güzel, çok güzel. Cennet, cennet.
Elinde çok güzel bir kedi var.
Not a lick of damage indeed. I was just singing in my head, turn around, and
Espor
right
5
then he
yaşında,
turned
5
around
yaşında.
and does take some damage. Zeppa, he was able to get a little bit of this A-Heaven control. You saw the paint shells go out, but Vanity, that is good info. This paint shells should hurt a little bit, and he gets taken out by Durka.
Yes, it hurt more than a little bit.
Magnum.
God! Magnum!
Çok iyi vurdu lan dönüp.
Zeppa delete the bots. Zeta getting the spike down. They still managed to do that. The thing is for Fnatic, their guys are so weak, right? Like they're battered and tattered.
They are battered and tattered. Durka just barely caught a glimpse of Leaf going right into there. Mitch, that turret should allow him.
Koray 20. ayın kutlu olsun abi.
Zeta, he's all alone here. 2 versus 4. The retake is in motion.
Persistent little robot, isn't it?
A little bit.
Just refuses to go away. You talked about the retake being in motion. Midge swings out. The flash was in their face, and it did not matter. Fnatic get, or excuse
Helal
me,
oğlum Fnatic.
to close up the round, and he gets the defuse. Excellent start for Fnatic.
Excellent indeed. And yeah, you know, now all I can think of are the crazy boom bots that I've run into in ranked, where it just beams on you, man. That thing just comes at you like a torpedo, but not quite the boom bot that I'm sure Zeppa wanted, but either way, yeah, and there's that opening kill for Mitch. You know, some funky things went down in this round. You know, Cloud9, they looked like they had decent control. You saw Zeppa there towards that A-Heaven. It seemed like that kill onto Magnum should have been a 100% almost guarantee for Zeppa. Unfortunately, though, Magnum just does a 180, wipes him out, and that really solidifies this pistol for Fnatic.
Durka with the judge. Keep an eye on that. First it was the Roomba. Can he have the same success with that judge? I also like this from Cloud9. They bought up.
Yes, sir. Love that. They got the spike down. They've got plenty of money in the bank. Durka, you mentioned it. The judge is on his back, and Leaf is going to run right into it.
Oh, no. Durka with 2. Leaf and Zeppa just get ripped to shreds. And here's the thing we were just talking about, Potter. They bought up. Yeah. Right? The investment, they just burned money.
Not to mention, man, that is message received, right? I mean, because the judge, that's like almost a slap in the face for Vanity. Right away, message received for Fnatic. Cloud9, they're just going to slow things down. They've just got the Spectres on their back. At this point, they want to try to somehow, some way get themselves back into the round. But Durka, he's still standing his ground.
Not again, right? Surely not.
Got 2 flashes on Zeta here, though.
Do you expect him to be here?
Bu elemanlar niye forslamış lan?
They expect it.
They've thrown everything at him. You ain't going nowhere, Durka. He isn't able to get the third. Zeta swings around and is able to get 2 of his
7 canı var birinin amına
This is a
koyayım.
big
6
round
canı
again.
var.
Remember, Cloud9 invested. They've got to walk away with this here
Yıkıldı.
for Boaster. Once again, extinguishing the monkey business and the tomfoolery. Coming out from Cloud9, Fnatic sitting comfy. Mitch has the spike. A little tap, a little swing around, a little ring around. The Rosie, but
Maçı
nothing
verdiler
doing.
direkt.
Fnatic get to 2. Cloud9's economy.
Yok ya bir tane tweet'e bakıyordum ya.
Busted for sure. And you know, again, I like the buy. They got the spike down. They had plenty of money to be able to make that one work. But man, the judge for Durka is just such a good read. The fact that he's able to hold such a forward angle and not get pushed out. And you saw the utility, the layering of it on that second hit, right? Once they already got destroyed a little bit, you know, first time around, you know, next few rounds we're probably gonna need to see that coming out for Cloud9 just to be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more safe. They do not want to deal with Durka's judge again.
No, I don't know that anyone wants to deal with anybody's judge at any given point.
Xbox satış fiyatı Series X için 12.000 lira, Series S 7.000 lira olmuş abi.
3700 lira mı 4000 lira mı neydi abi? Sesi çıktığında.
İnanılmaz amına koyayım.
Zeta popped his breach ultimate. You can see Doma, he just gets unstunned, is able to recover and take out Leaf, but that's the B-side.
PlayStation açıklandı mı?
Onu görmedim. Bakayım.
Çok merak
3500
ediyorum.
If he doesn't check below him, man, he's gonna get taken out.
Vanity with a judge of his own. There it is. Gives it right back. Cloud9 able to get on the board to get the round.
Bunlar nasıl
to get
verdi?
something going. big for the side of North America.
What a
14,
response
13
coming
orası
through
değişiyor.
for Cloud9, and it all starts. We think
Piyasada
back on
stok
that
yok
pistol.
zaten, aynen.
I believe it was Zeta that found that opening kill somehow, some way on a scrappy, broken by. Cloud9's able to find the opening off the back of a
Derke
raised
hata.
boom. Then the breach ultimate just completely allows the Cloud9 guys to just funnel and waterfall into the site of B and just collapse on it. Beautiful stuff for Cloud9, and you know that's what's so scary about these thrifty rounds. You know, you don't care whether you die in the round or not. You don't have. Whoa, Durka!
What have we just seen? Durka! The guy just like blows up into somebody's face, gets the kill, then drops the showstopper. Space taken away, damage done. Fnatic sitting so well here as Durka just full sends Potter.
And he got away, Doug. And he got away. He was almost in the spawn of Cloud9. He takes out Zeppa and he repositions himself. Leaf even taking a little bit of damage.
Fnatic çekmiş
Now
bu
Durka's
arada.
only got the Spectre on
Tek
his
Dark'te de
back.
Spectre var. Bir de
But
Magnum'da
this is a
Shotgun var.
beautiful start for Fnatic.
Oh, Boaster's about to pop out of that.
Oy.
What a
A lot more than he
Çok iyi
wanted.
flash.
Excellent flash. You're absolutely right. Boaster swings out.
Çok
takes
iyi
care of Zeta,
flash.
and then Fnatic
Tam bir
back
pop
up,
flash'tı
right?
ya.
They shore up to be able to fight this from a
CS
much more
flash'ını
comfortable position.
hatırlattı yani.
Boaster sitting in the gravity well, no problems. You see the chaining of utility as well. Buys time.
Yes, sir, and that knife just gave Fnatic all the information that they wanted.
30
All
seconds
three
left.
members of Cloud9 have been spotted now. That info is certainly on Fnatic's side. And for now, Cloud9, I mean, at this point, they've got to get some incredible shots off here, Doug.
And surely Fnatic, you're understanding, you still have all that util towards A from KJ, so you kind of know the hit is
10
towards B,
seconds
given how
left.
much time's left in the round, given that things haven't been hit yet. And that's why you see
Hata.
Doma and Boaster still playing backside. Doma
Ya niye
takes care of
CT'ye
lead.
gidersin bakarsın ya?
Spike does
Çok
go down.
belli değil mi
That's
yani?
a big
O
step.
kadar rahat girmişsin
Mitch not
site'a.
able to-
Bekledikleri
Just
cross
out
koyup.
of reach.
Oh,
There it is. Vanity provides a little bit of cover.
Oh,
Baba ne
He
shotgunmuş amına koyayım.
gets a
One
second.
enemy remaining.
A 1v1 through all of this. Mitch creeping his way around. He's only got 8 armor to his name. Spike ticking down. His Magnum is so healthy, and he's got a judge.
The
A
sound
judge versus
cues.
Spectre. Mitch might have gotten the timing just right. No. Alarm bot gives him away. Magnum on the tap. It looks like he's going to try to get it to
Çöz lan.
And then how does he approach this? Mitch
oh,
waiting. Footsteps everywhere. Magnum on the tap. The judge is there. And he lands the shots.
Aldı
And
aldı.
he gets the defuse.
Oh,
Bloody hell. What is this?
my God, Doug, what a round, what a close
Ya
round.
Judge tam bu
And,
metlik ya bir
it should have
de.
never been that way. What was this, a 5 versus
Ya
3?
fightlar genelde
Fnatic were in full control.
close range
Cloud9
veya
looked like
maksimum
they
mid
had
range olduğu
nothing
için özellikle B
left, all
tarafında.
stuck in that B main. And I gotta say, I think Fnatic were playing this a little too safe.
Baksana abi.
I gotta
Alo.
admit, I think, sure, you don't want to give Cloud9 another way back into the round, but you also don't want to give them an opportunity to actually win the round, and that's kind of what Cloud9 found themselves in. They were able to freely plant the spike, and it comes down to a 1 versus 1, Doug. That is too close.
A 1 versus 1 with the judge.
Yeah.
No less. I'm really scared about what our rank games are going to look like if stuff like this continues.
Oğlum bu oyunda niye kimse eko olmuyor ya?
He's going in.
He is. And he manages to go right back out. Stays alive. He took a little bit of damage. Vanity did as well. Little a gentleman's agreement.
Trade for trade.
Yeah. Poke around a little bit. Okay, we're done here.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
We know they like to say hello to each other often.
You are
And look at Leaf. Just on the other side is Magnum, and just so patient. And another judge, of course it is.
See the Cosmic Divide come out. I don't believe this is how they want to play this out. They haven't fully committed to it. And the thing is,
Öbür
it's a game
tarafa
of
geçecek.
chicken right now, right? Like, who's going to move first? Who's going to give up the space first? They are rotating back towards A.
You should run.
The lockdown comes out. Magnum's not moving. The crazy son of a gun. He's not moving. That flash is going to give him away. Judge not doing anything. But
30
Miami
seconds left.
just outside of the
Güzel
lockdown.
flash
They
da.
make their way onto the site. 25 seconds left to the round, and they try to get the spike down. Mitch with the things we all expected to
Mitch.
say as Mitch gets a second with that bad boy Zeppa. Getting
Tertemiz oyun.
What a round. A
Tertemiz
flawless
oyun.
round. Excellent for Cloud9.
Excellent.
Zaten
for sure,
ekonomileri
especially
kötüydü. Şu an
because Fnatic
eko
were
olmak
very much aware
zorunda
of what
Fnatic.
exactly was going on. You know, Doug, you mentioned the Asher wall going down. That was meant to be the misdirection. That was meant to sell some sort of a fake, create some sort of rotation. But you saw
Ne olacak bu halim? Abi yeni kapısını uyumam gerekiyor, çıkamıyorum. Dur la, son maç zaten.
But still,
Gitsin öyle uyu.
with Fnatic over-rotating and
Berkay,
bolstering
10.
up
ayın
this
kutlu olsun.
A
Çok
defenses,
teşekkürler.
that is Cloud9 that comes out on top, and it's all thanks to the
Bizim de
Killjoy
kötü
ultimate.
Ferit abi.
Sure, it doesn't
Ah
get
be
the
abi.
entire site, but it allows these guys to get the
be
spike
ekonomi
down,
be.
play the post, and that A heaven control, the A ramp control in the post, it's just so damn
Türkiye
strong
Eko'da
for
ya
attackers.
komple.
Fnatic with nothing but pistols to their name. No armor to speak about.
Squad up, all of Fnatic
That's the only thing you can
sticking
do.
together, yeah.
And for Cloud9, you can see how cautiously they want to play this out. There's no telling what's on the other side of corners. You
Tabii
swing
tabii,
around,
Fnatic
you get
alacak
a
bunu.
short
Son
knee
map
to
bu.
the face or something of the such, and that's a bad day. So they play things out a bit more slowly,
görüyor
a bit
musun?
more
Bak.
carefully as I say that. Zeppa, oh, he should get plenty of info, right? You hear the flash, understanding there's somebody possibly pushing around. That's just what
Tabii çıkın şunu vurun hadi artık.
has to back up.
Abi onu nasıl kaçırdılar ya? Ha, GG bu roundda.
Little fade away with the paint shells. Does a little bit of damage, but you're right. He does get pushed off. Back
Oh,
up
ne
is
ala-
here.
ne
Vanity
alaka lan?
is happy to find himself two there. Everyone loves the ecos.
Spike planted.
And during this time, Leaf, he's found himself a little bit of more aggressive position. Now the Fnatic guys, they're gonna want to die here in the round. They definitely have nothing to save. No reason to fool around.
Yaptığım
Doma's already
plan
got his
tuttu mu
ult.
şimdiye kadar?
Nice little ego stroke though.
Yeah.
You know, let's see some headshots.
Yeah,
Bakayım.
get a couple kills, a little confidence kills. Feel good about things. Maybe a little teabag at the end if you get a couple kills, right?
Of course,
Make you think about things. But that might be all that Doma gets, and we were actually just talking
Buraya
about
Vision Strikers demiştik
potentially-
zaten.
or potentially not saving here.
Buraya da Vikings
I
demiş.
don't know
Evet.
if Doma's gonna get a shot at anything.
Yeah, he's just gonna try to force it now, force the issue, die to the spike at the very least, rather. And that's a
Buna
beautiful
Fnatic
round for
demiştim.
Cloud9, and once again,
Fnatic bu map'i de
things
alırsa
are no
üçü de
different than the
tutuyor.
first map. You
Üçte
know,
üç.
very much a back and forth affair. It seems like both these squads consistently have an
Ferit
answer,
abi ya.
a clap
Vaka
right into the next round. Just back and forth. We've got 3 ultimates
Louis
coming online
Savage
here
13. ayın olsun. Çok
for
teşekkürler.
Fnatic.
Hoş
That
geldin.
Astral Wall on the back of Boaster with this
Champions
Magnum,
bitene kadar
Killjoy
devam,
ultimate.
aynen
It
öyle.
should allow these guys to be able
12'sine
to
kadar
have those retakes in
her
their back
Champions
pocket.
gününde
This should
yayın açacağım
make
ben.
their defenses coming
Grup
into this
maçları
round look a
dahil.
little bit more
Bir
different.
tek onu açmayacağım. Onu da zaten Champions yok. Tatil.
And he may set up something if you're able to create enough room, potentially show
On
some
off
your
day.
way into heaven. But nothing doing quite yet. You see Roomba, unfortunate casualty of the battle that's ensuing. But yeah, I mean, Cloud9, they have a couple of tools at their disposal, but they don't pull the trigger quite yet.
Yeah, things have really slowed down. Just a straight up default coming into this round. Not a lot of noise towards mid here for Cloud9, but they're okay with that. They're just going to make sure that no A main pushes or B main pushes are going to happen. They're going to revisit mid here right after that. And this is a solid default for Cloud9 so far.
Now, the thing is, if Vanity goes forward, there's a good chance Dirk makes him pay for it. He's got that op just looking down towards A main, right? You see him back towards screens. And Vanity's still just kind of waiting it out. They have taken Cloud9, have a good bit of space mid. They could potentially work their way into ropes where they
Berke'ye bir
have
kill yazarım.
a couple of the remaining members towards A.
Oh.
There it is. Dirk swings out, not able to land the shots.
Hoş-
You're right.
Hoş geldin Baran.
Oh, he doesn't
Tabii.
miss twice. You can't play with
Heaven'dan
fire
da vurdu bir
that
tane
many
şimdi
times.
Derke.
Dirk was on the other side.
O siktir.
I like that. Fancy
Oh,
forward to stay
koyayım.
alive from the nade, but you can't dodge that. Zeppa cleans him up. Zeta looking to get the spike down, should be able to do so. Fnatic's defenses, the reinforcements are still on the other side of the map, so Cloud9 should be able to, in theory, assume cozy positions. Try to hold this thing. Cosmic Divide coming out. Mitch waiting to see if anyone's going to push him. He's going to get a shot at it. There he goes. Hits another one. He's been so good up until this point.
Ne yapıyor bu?
With that up,
Aa.
but doesn't get a shot onto Doma as Doma sucker punches him.
Alo hile.
Sucker punch, the killjoy ultimate does go down. Zeta feels the need to have to push forward, and Magnum, such a beautiful play, just protecting his ultimate there. He knows Cloud9 are gonna funnel through that choke point. He defends it well, and that's the spike diffuse going over here for Fnatic.
Well, and I think for Fnatic, we mentioned, right, like,
Zaten.
they were not fully ready to fight for that retake initially, right? Like they had to buy enough time
yani bu
using
son
the
maç.
Cosmic Divide to allow the rest of the members to get into a position
Gençler
where they can
21.
fight
ayın
back
kutlu
together,
olsun.
and then
Hoş
you're right,
geldin abi.
the lockdown comes through, and Cloud9 want to fight for it. Fnatic gladly welcome that fight.
Certainly do. Beautiful kills. There's the kills for Magnum. Just
Helal oğlum
solidifying it. We saw it
Magnum.
right on Icebox. Fnatic, they're completely A-okay with setting up in these retakes on the defensive side, especially when they
Güzel.
have the proper
Mitch gene
ultimates to
AWP
be able to
almış.
combo
Videoyu
together.
AWP ile oynuyor, ilginç.
And this should be the round where Fnatic, they want to be able to have a little bit of cushion
mid
on this
kontrol
defense. They want to string
alındı.
some rounds together, potentially win this economy war.
Bak mid kontrol alınmış. Niye hala orada o?
Cloud9,
Doma.
they're just going to slow it down once again.
Al abi Viper'ı tek bırak
Yeah,
ya.
they've been very patient in their approaches up until this point. You've got Zeta with the Rolling Thunder.
Sık lan.
So you can expect once they feel good that there's a good chance it's an explosive hit onto a site. But you look across the minimap and you see they're pretty spread out right now, right? Like you've got the line of scrimmage, if you will, that they've set. Excellent shot out from Mitch to clean things up towards B.
Mitch shoulder atan Boster'ı vurmuş galiba.
They don't move.
Yeah, and that's the
AWP
operator
ile.
on the back of Mitch again for the second time on the attack side, and this time he finds an opening towards B. And we've seen Boaster doing that jump
Berke de
spot
orayı vuracak
constantly,
muhtemelen.
so that's a nice read coming out here for Cloud9 to open things up. This Killjoy ultimate, it might create some sort of
Demedi.
rotations, but because his Viper ultimate is up in mid,
Anladılar
it
bait
should allow
olduğunu.
these Fnatic guys to feel pretty confident in their defense.
Fake olduğunu
Yeah, you see
anladılar.
they don't move very much at all. You've got Doma who's working his way forward towards the ult, but slight miss, busted knees. They get onto the site though. Onto A to get the spike down. Mitch has been cleaned up. Magnum cleaned all the way forward spots. Vanity not able to land the shots.
Aferin
He's
oğlum
still
Doma.
very healthy. But now it's on Fnatic.
Geri çıktı, onu da duydu. Tamam,
With
infosunu
an eye in the
biliyorsun.
hands of Durka to take this bad boy back. We'll see if Durka is able to do anything with it. Vanity patiently waiting on the other side. He's not going to have a ton of info to work with. He's just going to have to roll at the right time. The Rolling Thunder right into his lap, but Vanity gets caught up.
Aa,
in
o da
it.
yedi.
Not able to land the second kill as Magnum cleans him up. Zeta does.
Doma mal gibi oynama. Bak.
The site. Only able to take one with them. Zeta, the 1v1.
Çapşal gibi ilerledi ya.
Magnum on the tap.
Alamaz ki abi, imkanı yok.
Ton of utility. I mean utility for days. Magnum gets it to half. Swings
Ulan be,
around.
bir headshot çaksaydı.
Stops it just in the nick of time.
What a round
Abi
for
Doma'nın
Cloud9.
yani
This
sağ köşeye
looked
bakmadan öyle
impossible.
lalloş
Doma
gibi
was
ilerlemesi.
so patient, and it's tough to still be on the complete opposite side of the map when the hit is coming in A. But Doma knew the rat was
Asaf,
around.
bilmiyorum.
He knew Mitch would come through. He's
Olabilir.
able to get the trade off, and that should have made this retake look easy for Fnatic. But Vanity, he
Olabilir
buys
abi.
his time, he waits, and that breach ultimate, Zeta, MVP into this round. The utility usage, the layers coming in was perfect, and that allows Cloud9 to steal another one.
Fnatic pushed back instantly off of the utility from Zeta. You saw they wanted to push forward. The fault line comes out. Mitch swings around, able to get two. Excellent start to the round from Cloud9 as the third drops. Mitch is on one right now.
He's going in there, man. He's going in. He is not shy right now. Zeppa, he might have gotten some sort of a sound cue. I'm not sure. It looks like Sky has no idea, actually. So this Magnum flank might be juicy. He's got the frenzy on his back. Oh, a free upgrade. There it is.
Silah da aldı.
Got an upgrade, and you have a judge.
Ne yapıyorsun Magnum ya?
All that's left.
Ayıkamadı nereden sıktın herhalde.
HP. A long distance fight
With the judge.
with a close range weapon. Exactly what you want to be dealing with.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. And for
5-4
Fnatic,
oldu.
I mean, for Cloud9 rather,
Sıkıntıya
they
girdi.
definitely are not going to want to give Mystic any sort of shenanigans here.
Yeah, why would you, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't flirt with the opportunity or the possibility of that. Vanity cleans up Mystic. Cloud9 take the lead. Now, I'm gonna ask you this, Potter. We talked about split leading into the series. Cloud9, Cloud9, Cloud9. Were you expecting this close of a map?
I was, and I wasn't. I think the fact that Fnatic being on the defense side,
Koşa koşa
I
vurmuş
was
herkese.
expecting a little bit more of a stronger start, especially because they got the pistol round.
Luby 15. renk olsun, çok teşekkürler.
Their default, it's allowing them to just slow things down
Güle
completely.
güle kullan
And that was
kızım.
Fnatic's game on Icebox, right? They were
spray.
so slow. They were
Ya
always
ama
winning
artık
and
silah
making
skill'i
those
vermesi
retakes
lazım
look
ya.
easy. This time
Valorant'ın.
Cloud9, it's not so
Sürekli
wild.
sprey
They've
uğurluk,
slowed it
sprey
down.
uğurluk.
They're defaulting well. They're finding a good
Böyle
pace
Prime'a
on this
özel
attack.
veya izlemeye özel. Oy Derken'in bomba.
Dirk throws the brakes on that bad boy at least for now. As Zephyr drops, you hear the showstopper comes out.
Ah.
Dirk, nothing doing. Vanity though. Vanity gets two. The satchel.
Uuu Leaf outplay. Ulan onu da vuruyordu. Mermisi olsa onu da vuracak.
The spike, they're gonna flip the map. Yeah, they're out.
Oh, but Magnum, this timing.
Aa duydular.
Because the spike is on Zeta. He's a little bit behind. He gets the one.
Aa Vanity ne yaptı?
Knife out.
Vanity trade alsa alacaklar roundu. Replay alabilir miyiz?
Area, but either way the trade comes through quick for Fnatic and they're able to secure that one. That should have been Cloud9's round.
Günaydın paşam.
Right, but there was a
Dede.
bang bang play at the end there by the members that remained on the side of Fnatic. You're right, they didn't really have a chance to respond. Look at Vanity, like he thought
Vanity
he was
sadece
scot-free.
koştu ya.
He thought I was out, pick up the spike, and then maybe turn around and fight. Guy didn't even get a chance.
Didn't even shoot his gun.
All right, how many
Yayını
times?
izleyen herkese çıkıyor spray.
Nice, just two.
Bir saat izlemen yeterli yayını.
But if we didn't
Bir
see
de
it, it didn't
final
happen.
maçında galiba uğurluk verecek. Bird
Obviously,
Players
how
6.
things
renk
work
olsun.
out,
Çok teşekkürler
that is the
kardeşim.
way.
Ben Pluto 16
Got
aydır.
another
Hoş geldin abi.
Killjoy
Çok
ultimate
teşekkür
on the
ederim.
table here for Magnum, and we saw exactly how that retake happened on the
Bize
defense
bir
last
çözüm
time
buldum gibi
around.
ya. Yaptık
And
diyorum
again,
bakalım.
it should allow these Fnatic guys to play differently on the defense. Mitch, he's also good for it. The operator back onto his back again. He was good for the opening kill onto Boaster, but the angle here for Boaster is a little bit different this time.
Mitch, a couple jumps. See if there's any warning shots. You're not going to get it from that angle. You got Boaster working his way into his own smoke. The sound is there. The flash, but he doesn't get
Abi.
anything. Great setup by Cloud9, and now Mitch
Çok
tries
unlucky'ydi bu
again.
ya.
This time does it. The blast pack across, but you don't check your 50. Doma's got a
O Derke.
Durka's name gets two. Mitch with
Satma.
the finding another one. You
Satma.
see the knockdown coming through as well. A 2v2 for the site. Cloud9 look to get the spike down and should be able to succeed. Leaf, you rat. Leaf, you mad lad, you crazy son of a gun. Oh,
Oo
no,
bu kill her şeyi
Magnum
değiştirir.
gets him. It's all on
Aldır
Mitch.
aldı.
It's not planted for Mitch either.
No.
Hopefully, I didn't see whether he placed a molly on the spike or not. I don't think he did.
So,
Oh, that's huge. 1 versus 1. Now it's all down to Mystic, and he gets taken out. Mystic, what a shot onto Mitch. This was incredible. 2 versus 2. It came down all down to the Killjoy ultimates. Cloud9 used theirs to get into
Güzel
the
maç
site.
oluyor ya.
Magnum uses his to initiate the retake. and
Oğlum
once
Derke
again,
nasıl bir
Fnatic
bomba attı?
put a round on the board because of
Tam
it.
çıkışa attı
well,
galiba.
you highlighted those lockdowns at the beginning of the round, right? Like you drew attention to them, and obviously you were predicting the future, understanding that those are going to be so pivotal in that round. But you're right, right? Like it came down to those things. It came down to creating that space. Durka's nade
Orada
was
biraz
enormous, and that's where you
gereksiz
saw
peek
some of
attı ya.
like the utility, right? Like understanding the
Sonrasında
timing of
gaza
everything
geldi.
that's going on. That's where you drop those, which is where Cloud9 should be funneling out, and that's exactly what was
CS'de
happening.
izleyicilerin bağırma seslerini duyuyorduk. Burada oyuncuların. Pandemi abi, yapacak bir şey yok.
Having that sort of stopping power and yeah, all 5 members. This is it. They're hitting the site really fast, but Durka, he misses an easy shot. That paint shells, it might do a lot of
Oldu
damage,
oğlum.
but Cloud9, they've got the site.
Oh, what?
Through the smoke.
Someone
Tam
check
vurdu.
NPC. Magnum
Ay,
gets it as well.
mental damage
Only
yemiş.
3 left on the side of
Cloud9.
Cloud9. Yeah, they get the spike down. But what else do they have? Look at how Fnatic
Bu
are
round da
working
gider.
their way
7-5.
around, right? Like a boa constrictor suffocating out.
Ne
You're
yapıyorlar
right,
lan?
That's exactly what they're doing. Zeppa gets a flash.
Ah!
Oh, my God. Oh. Okay, Vanity. My goodness. I might have walked off the set. That might have been it.
O neydi oğlum? Beyin MR'ı mı çekti?
A little bit. A hair blind, I think, on his screen. It's fair to say. And that's once again another retake here for Fnatic. 7-5. Deja vu from the first map. Just incredible half here for Fnatic, especially considering how slow the
Ay.
first half of this half was.
The quarter, I
The
believe,
quarter.
is what they
Thank you for
call
that, Doug.
that.
Thank you.
Ne oldu oğlum?
You saw
Gel.
that play again. Yes, he
Gel
was
dedi.
flashed up to high
Yes,
heaven,
sir.
full on Ray Charles
Yes, sir.
in that instance. But
Gel.
that's a split second, right? And things could have been absolutely disastrous. A 7-5 half for Fnatic. We're going to throw to Riv over at the desk as we catch a break and our breaths. Riv.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to stop over there at the Crown Coffee and get a sip here as we chat about what happened in that half. And Tom, you were saying kind of a flip of what we got on our first map.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a reverse with Fnatic like getting themselves the pistol, having a few like crazy rounds with like Durka just blast packing his way down mid, finding a kill with a judge, and then a few like back and forth close rounds. But ultimately, in terms of the way that teams have been setting up, I would give this over to C9. I think that they've had the better executions. I think they've done well to have solid read. Mitch has been incredible as well, and I'm not talking about that that short one. The guy in the server, he's been playing incredibly well, and I think a lot of that comes down to weight off his shoulders, but also I just want to say he's been the better operator player so far.
Yeah, it's both him and Magnum that are there with the most kills across in the server, as you've seen, and just Magnum in those moments where him and Mystic as well, like choosing to go for some of those retakes, it's often a do as much damage as C9, get onto the site, because their post plants are strong. If you can bring them down to a 4 versus 5 or even a 3 versus 5, it's good. It ends up a bit chaotic.
Down.
I think this was like in the last round as well, just being able to work off of each other, not panic and overextend. Every part of the
LM KZLTS 10. ayın kutlu olsun.
a
Çok
lot
teşekkürler.
stronger, and they've done a really good job of keeping Leaf even quieter than he was on Icebox. He's playing Sky, and I think at one point he only had 2 kills in the first like 6 or 7 rounds.
I'm definitely, I want to see teams keep a bigger focus on rounds that will break the momentum. A lot of times we'll still see a fast round when Fnatic was down. That operator gone for them would have meant it's a save. As we have some Durka highlights here, one of the ones that wasn't opting as much, but the judge to come up as well. Like they said, sending a message here.
Well, one of the things I think is really important to talk about now, though, is going onto that attacking side. I feel like he's going to become a pivotal player along with
Belki iyi başladı ya turnuvaya.
coming in from Doma. Like, I don't think that pulling out 7 rounds on your defensive side is anything crazy. So now I need to see that other side from Fnatic if I'm going to believe there's a chance for them on this map.
Especially with that KO, just how much of that is going to be obvious. This is a team that is very comfortable with playing KO themselves, so they kind of know a lot of the tricks, the usual suspects.
BBL maçlarını özledik vallahi ya. Vallahi
Like,
abi.
okay, if we could get like ropes control,
Az
how do
kaldı,
we
az
then
kaldı. Bir
use
şey
that
kalmadı.
differently
Hasret bitiyor.
than we would if we went on a straight AXX? Like, it's all of those parts of a
Abi
round
Yusuf'cum
that
bilmiyorum
Fnatic
abi.
need to nail every
Arkadaşlar
aspect
bana
of, because Cloud9 are good at
coin
improvisation.
sormayın rica ediyorum.
Let's see if we get a few of those
Chatte
results.
coin
Let's get
görmek
the second half
istemiyorum.
underway.
Şu
Back
var,
to our
şu var.
casters.
Abi şu
Doug,
coin'e
take
ne
it away.
diyorsun? Bu coin hakkında ne
Thank you,
düşünüyorsun?
Riv. Tom is not a believer.
Yani benim
but
olayım o değil.
Potter, maybe
Rica
are
ediyorum.
you?
I'm a believer, baby. I'm a believer. We're on split. Things have changed.
Bak,
Cloud9 are going to
Eray
be on
abi
the
yayın
defensive
açıyor,
side, and
izlere
Doug,
bir-
you were pointing it out before
Gerçi
this
Eray
round
abi de
started.
öyle
All 5 members
şey
of
yapmaz
Fnatic,
da.
they are very much
Cevap
grouped together
vermez
here.
de.
I'm very excited to see how they play through Doma's utility, right?
Araştırın
KO,
yani.
the initiator, likes to go fast.
Coin hakkında bir şey merak ediyorsanız yazın abi. Hashtag coin'in kısaltması Twitter'a. Oradaki yorumlara bakın. Gidin internette araştırın. İngilizce topiklere bakın. Dünya kadar önünüzde internet var. Kocaman ya. Google var ya. Veya bir sürü yayıncı var. Sadece kripto yayını yapan. Salma, salma yılanı. Abi özür dilerim. Az kalsın sana salıyordum. Oo, Fnatic bitiriyor aga.
Wow.
Söldü aldılar.
Wow, that was a dominant pistol here for Fnatic, even though Cloud9, as I mentioned, they had all the information. They knew the spike was A. They knew all of the members of Fnatic would be towards that A ramp and site area. But the fact
Hayır,
that
bir de
Mystic was
sorduğu
so
coin Shiba amına
confident
koyayım
in the
ya.
game plan, he knew exactly what his responsibility was going to be. Ensure that no flanker gets through and use those Molotovs into post plants. Secure the round. Make sure you get the dub on the board for Fnatic, and that's exactly what he did. Beautiful stuff coming through here from Fnatic.
Hep sikerim. Eray abi sana gelip Shiba'yı soruyorlar.
In every way possible.
Hayal
You
ettim
see
ya.
now Fnatic previous round all over A, this time all over B, right? And
Abi
it
çok
may
garip
be
Shiba'nın
very
komünitesi
similar
ya. Twitter'da
play as far as
sanki
teams
kendi
go.
coin'iymiş
Cloud9
gibi
decided
savunuyor
they
insanlar
didn't buy,
Shiba'yı.
they didn't invest, they're just rocking with pistols.
Shiba, Reef, Hot. Bunlar Türk coinleri tam liste ya.
Towards here, they took a gamble, they stacked towards A. All good though. I mean, Leaf, he's got a frenzy, and you know the jellies are quite strong. That's exactly what Cloud9 are going to need to be able to have a solid defense here. I think him and Mitch and even the Breach ult. I mean, bring
Bir de
it all on
BTT
the
var,
board.
pardon.
We'll see what kind of frags these guys are going to get.
It's a brutal setup from Fnatic, man. Like, I don't know that you easily find a way into anything. You just kind of have to throw everything in the kitchen sink at them.
Yeah.
And then even then, I mean, you've got the Viper wall, right? To deny vision, to deny knowledge of what's happening back there. They have to invest utility to work their way through it. And then you still don't know what's on the other side. And to top it off of all of that, you've got Mystic, who's cozily making his way around. It was just too good of a setup.
Too good for sure. Leaf is going to go ahead and just finish himself off into the range of the spike there. And yeah, that was more than a
Bizim işte BTT aldı, arabayı yenileyecekti. 5 yaş yaşlı araç almak zorunda kaldı.
I'm looking straight at Zeppa. You know, Doug, I think
Senin Shiba sormandan belliydi bu ama. Yani enişten o batağa girmiş zaten. Sen de hala bana Shiba'yı soruyorsun ya Yusuf. Bir de bana soruyorsun ama. Anne alaka yani.
Definitely for him as the sole responsible player defending this mid area. We're going to see if he's able to find some rhythm for himself.
Mitch doesn't have an op this time, but what he does have, it's a turret that plays contact just like that. Then Mitch swings around. It was a beautiful setup, and he didn't get hit by the knife, so he was able to make that play happen. Yes, precise gunplay. That is what we saw just there, but Cloud9 still sitting okay. Mitch drops, but Zeta has shown up. He's arrived at just the right time.
Bence güzel kill aldılar gene. 2 kill temiz. Bonus vardı.
Good effort, and I like set plays like that for the bonus, right? Fnatic.
Değil mi? Gözlüğü takınca tam analizci oldum ya. Birazdan Fibonacci düzeltmesini çizeceğim arkadaşlar. Merak etmeyin. Destek noktalarını açıklayacağım. Aylık, haftalık support noktaları. Bitcoin'de düşen bir trend var. Bakalım düşen kamayı kırabilecek mi? Önemli bir eşikteyiz. Ha bir de ters korelasyon. Onu da bugün öğrendim. Ters korelasyon var abi. Bitcoin'le Web 3.0 ve Metaverse coin'leri arasında ters korelasyon var arkadaşlar. Tabii.
They love to play aggressive.
He gets antsy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Korelasyon,
so
korelasyon.
Good read for Fnatic here. Now they're gonna get this ropes control. This
kendi yazamadın amına koyayım.
Mid round, be able to react and maybe seesaw back and forth towards B heaven while they have this A heaven control. Interesting crossfire here for Sky and Astra towards A heaven. Both
tamam, coin muhabbeti bitti.
Together, it will be Leaf that gains that contact, baiting for Vanity.
Well, and the thing is, Vanity has that judge, right? So he can play this tight angle, and they're just throwing everything they have. Oh, Leaf!
Oh! Oğlum neler oldu amına? Eyvah eyvah. Eyvah eyvah. Of ağzına. Ne yapacaksınız ya? Hadi uç.
Severely outnumbered, severely outgunned, have to figure out how they're going to take this site back with no armor.
Ya bu eli Cloud9 alsın. 24 saat yayın yapacağım amına koyayım.
Maybe wrap your way around through the defender spawn or work your way down ramps, and every single one of those are covered, as you can tell by the setup that Fnatic have. Potter, they're getting out.
Yeah, they're tuck and tail. They're getting the heck out of dodge here, and that was fantastic for Fnatic. So decisive, right? I mean, we talked about the fact that they slowed this round entirely. They hardly peeked mid. They hardly expended any utility, and in turn, just inherently with how the map works out and plays out, they got mid control just from sheer patience alone. Then slowly walk and work their way up into ropes.
Salak mısın oğlum sen?
Decisive execute. It's fantastic for Fnatic. It's catching Cloud9
Balkona
off
çıkıp
guard a
havlıyor
little
amına
bit.
koyayım
And the
ya.
fact that they're just in Cloud9's face all in just a split second.
Şey gibi balkona çıkıp
gets them
isyan.
this round.
Fnatic up
Onun
four
gibi bir
here
şey.
again on
Kime
the map
havlıyor?
that statistically should not be going their way. It was I believe it was Ryan on the desk who said, I need you to show me what you can do on the attacking half. Or maybe it was Tom. I don't know. It was one of those two. They're both bald.
Yeah.
One of those two.
That's fair.
Told me.
That's
told me
fair.
that it had to be Fnatic on the attacking half. What do you got? Right? What can you show me? This right here, that's a great start.
Acaba
It's a
soğuk
decent
oldu
start.
ondan mı
It's a
şikayetçi oluyor lan?
decent start for
Tatlı
sure. It's
balkona
alright.
geliyor.
It's alright. No, it's certainly much better than decent for sure. And
Üşüdün mü kral?
for Cloud9, I'm still waiting for the Leaf and Zeppa duo to show up. You know, these were the heavy hitters. We constantly talked about in NA the immediate firepower upgrade that we can sense and feel in this Cloud9 lineup roster. We saw the leaps and bounds of this Cloud9 roster once Vanity joined and kind of solidified and optimized the roster strategies, right? But right now, they're quiet. They are quite quiet in that server right now.
What wakes them up? What turns the volume up? They need something, right? Because you're all of a sudden you're flirting with the possibility of getting 2-0'd by Fnatic in the first round.
Maybe Vanity needs Boaster to be behind him instead of Vanity behind Boaster on that player walkout. I don't know, but it seems like hopefully Cloud9, they've got someone that Vanity can lean on in this timeout. It might be the last timeout these Cloud9 guys have in this series. So certainly for them, they're looking to Autumn, they're looking to James
mikrofon
here to find
hala
some sort of answers for themselves.
performanslı bir şekilde kullanamıyorum bu mikrofonu. Çünkü standim yok şu anda. Çok eğreti duruyor. Stand'i hallettiğim gibi daha iyi olacak. Soldan gelecek. Tam ağzında böyle olacak. Ağzımın ucunda. Geçen gün eski PC'deydim, bunu buldum. Ahmet Bilgin olur. Bakacağım abi.
Yeah, it's really good utility though.
Cloud9 Echo mu?
Yeah, it's just a scrappy buy for Cloud9. You see, they just want to make something
silah var.
happen for themselves. And although Durka does get taken out, Fnatic, they should be well awares of what a weak buy Cloud9 have. The confidence should start booming. Good flash for Doma. It doesn't catch anyone, but hey, they get into the site.
Yeah, and that's having the wherewithal to understand, right? Like, we know Cloud9, we know they don't have much as far as buy goes. There's a real good chance that there's somebody creeping around this corner waiting to mess me up. So you drop a flash just to make sure. Fnatic, once again, really understanding the situation. They drop that cosmic divide at the end there just
Abi
to
2
make
aylık
sure.
Çin aslanım var. Bir türlü tuvalet eğitimi veremedim. Bu gazete muhabbetine spreyi falan denedim. Spreyi savura savura her yere işiyor. Ne önerirsin? Abi bence o konuda en başta şöyle yapmalısın. Ses tonunu iyi ayarlaman lazım. Yani sonuçta konuştuklarından bir şey anlamadığı için mesela normalde konuştuğun tonla kızarken konuştuğun ton farklı olmalı veya severken de mesela kızarken konuştuğunla severken övgü kelimelerini, övgü tonunu iyi ayarlaman lazım ki anlayabilsin yani. Frekans aynen.
All sorts of personnel by B. You've got Mystic playing outside, making sure there's nobody flanking around. You see the no command. Durka
Bir de ödül ver. Doğru yere işlediği zaman mutlaka ödül ver veya sev.
And they still haven't fully established control of the site. Zeppa hasn't been dealt with, and you're gonna have to get through him if you want to pop a squad here. No, Leaf cleans things up as well. Mystic shows up and he shows up late. Cloud9, you talked about it. They needed to respond here.
İsteğin ultisi var, Derken'in orba ultisi var, Magnum'un orba ultisi var.
Ambitious from Durka, I gotta admit. I thought that maybe there was gonna be a flash on the way from Doma, a little nice little pop flash through that Viper.
Mesela bak, normal konuşma tonu ama kızarken hayır veya övgü, onaylama kelimeleri kullanırken aferin oğluma, aferin Casper'a. Bak nasıl dikeldi. Aferin oğlum. Aferin Casper. Bak direkt gelir yanıma. Seveceğimi bilir çünkü. Ama şimdi hayır Casper. Hayır. Kızdığımı anlıyor. Direkt ses tonumdan anlıyor. Ya kıyamam sana, kıyamam.
Niye kızın çocuğa
Kıyamam
durduk ya?
sana. Gel. Gel kıyamam sana. Özür Örnek gösterdim Casper, kusura bakma kral. Seni biraz kobay olarak kullandık ama. Robot olmuş köpek. Aslan, aslan. Üzmüyor ya. Bu ara beni hiç üzmüyor gerçekten. Buraya taşındığımdan beri ben evdeyken hediye hariç hiçbir yere ne iş yiyip ne sıçtı. Sadece ben evde değilken bayağı salondaki halıya sıçtı. İşemedi ama sıçtı. Onun haricinde iyiyiz ya aslında.
There's not a whole lot of time. They're going to have to double down onto the site Potter and they haven't gotten enough. They don't have enough to work with here. This is going to be very difficult.
41. ayın kutlu olsun. Çok teşekkürler.
With no HP, Zeta able to get one. Swings out. Magnum drops. 13 seconds left. They've got to go and they've got to go now in Cloud9.
Oğlum ne oldu lan Cloud9'a? Neyse 3 ulti duruyor. 11-8 oldu abi. Alo.
Excellent response from Cloud9.
Good stuff coming here for Cloud9 and a little bit indecisive coming in for Fnatic, I think. I must admit. And one of the great things that we've been commending the Fnatic squad about is
11-22-63 izledim. Çok güzel dizidir. 8 bölümlük mini dizi. Harika bir dizidir. İzlemeyen varsa izlesin.
I think probably Zeta should have been taken out there. You know, we saw him with the fault line out procking it and he didn't have his gun out. That should have been a freebie. But I think the fact that Magnum just had a Spectre on his back, a little bit of a whiff, unfortunate. So the site defense holds strong for Cloud9.
Yeah, we talked about it, right? Like they've looked very good on B. There's been a couple of rounds now where they've been able to hold fast a stalwart defense into what Fnatic is throwing their way, and if they continue to do this, there's a very good chance that we finally get fracture. But if you're Cloud9, you can't be thinking about that yet, right? Like you've finally gotten the wheels turning, you've got something here, you've got to finish it though, right? The job is not done.
It certainly is.
Şimdiki keramet nedir? Tarih TFK'nin
I'm not sure that we've even seen them lose the site yet. I think we saw Fnatic planting the spike once, but they still lost the round. All of Fnatic's dubs have been coming from that ropes control and that A site spike plant. Whenever they get close, whenever they get that ropes control and start getting that pinch ready, that site hit into A, it seems to be Fnatic's bread and butter, at least from what we've seen thus far.
And that might be something that we see him go back to, right? Because as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't.
Kemal'in Elsa hangi cins? Neydi lan?
We'll see if they do go that way.
Samoyed aynen Samoyed.
They also have ultimates to work with, but they don't have a
Yok,
full
kurttan geliyor ya, kurt turu.
If they invest those, or if you just kind of understand, yeah, if we can win this round, great, but really we're hitting back in the next round when we have rifles.
Yeah, I think they're going the conservative route.
Evet, çok tüy döküyor.
Super healthy buy into the next, but as you say, I don't think I'd be surprised to see them investing ultimates into this one. We'll see though. Again, they're just spread out. You can see it on the mini map. They're spread out and they're waiting for a deep. Oh no, I take that back. This was a misdirection. Mystic started towards B main, dropped his wall, and they're making it look like they're going to go for mid control now, but all 5 members of Fnatic are grouped up. They're all outside A main. And again, the decisive hits. This is what Fnatic loves.
If it ain't broke. Can they find success here again in a really maybe not desperately needed, but certainly a needed moment? Durka manages to work his way forward into heaven. They clear out the alarm bot.
Ulti kullanmıyorlar şu anda. Zaten light çektikleri için Fnatic hani deniyorlar sadece. Hatta bir tane de ulti aldılar. Niye Zepo ulti açtı amına koyayım? Cloud9 kaybetmeyi hak etti ya. Yani adamlar light zaten. Hani karşı taraf ulti harcamıyor. Bu Raze niye ulti harcıyor amına koyayım? Cloud9 alacak mı? Bak bunu alır.
popping that utility at the perfect time at A ramp and you saw most of Fnatic go.
Şimdi 12 geliyor ultilerle. Hatta Mystic ulti açmıyor. Mystic 13 saklıyor. İzle.
Mitch held the ground. He held that A site hit off. And that was a solid round for Cloud9 here.
And they're going to go through all of that utility again, right? Look at that, Durka.
Durka's already in spawn.
Easy.
He's got that showstopper, but he's not going to get a chance at anything.
Easy.
Right, like he's made his way across, but that's it. Nobody's been able to follow up. He's taken some damage. Yeah, Magnum now able to take care of Mitch, who's peeking top ramps.
Viper açacak ultiyi ya. Açtı. Tamam, Magnum'un ultisi var. Belki o saklar. Hiç acele etme. Hiç pikleme sakın. Güzel Magnum. Kaç oğlum, kaç. Aa! Mystic hala içeride. O güzel kaçtı. Abi. Evet, bu biraz unexpected bir round oldu. Ama unuttuğunuz bir şey var. Magnum'un hala ultisi var. Da paraları var mı tabi.
That were up and online for Cloud9. On the side of Fnatic, we've seen that Viper's wall go towards B almost every round, right? Like that's been their play. Regardless of how they want to approach the round, they're going to sell that, right? We're going to make you at least respect the possibility that we may go that way. But as we were talking about earlier, Potter, they just haven't had success on B. I think maybe like one round that they've worked out there, but that's been it.
Yeah, that's pretty much been it. And I don't know that we've seen Fnatic really pressuring towards B heaven either. So that might be the next layer that they need in order to have some breathing room in that B main. Vanity does get taken out, and that's
nasıl bir fight ya?
This is a scrappy buy for Fnatic. They should be able to recover. I mean, Magnum is barely breathing at this point, but
still alive, but he's barely breathing.
Yeah.
Bu ne oğlum, adama siktir git dediler resmen.
Still thinking about how they want to approach this round, and things
Ay bir can.
very well. Zeta's going to get pushed back. You see the lockdown comes out, create some space, but
ulti nereden geldi? Atakır ulti. Yemedi. Ama öldürdü de onu öldürene kadar. Ah! Ulan Doma onu vursa diğerinin canı 33 ha. Body hit ölüyor ya. Bir de ulti harcadılar. İşler çok karıştı chat. Bir tık yarraklara ters bastık.
Leaf, he's got the jellies. Those things are that ultimate is coming online right in the nick of time for this Cloud9 comeback. Double op setup.
Okay. All right.
Neyse Fracture izleyeceğiz galiba.
You've got Vanity and Mitch as we mentioned.
Bakalım gun round.
Looking into garage and you've got Mitch playing over towards A. I don't know if they're going to get a shot at anything, and I wonder if you just kind of want to play back, allow your ops to get a chance to maybe grab a pick, potentially two, because you shouldn't be expecting two, and then approach the round.
Yeah, you can see that Zeta is setting up Vanity for a deeper angle here. He just cleared the close left for Vanity, so he should have full confidence to hold this aim, and oh my god, he barely just misses. Shooting at Viper's toes, Mystic is going to go into the ramen shop and make his way into mid.
Well, and so here's the thing is, right, like you get that info, oh, okay, Vanity's got an op towards B, we can't go that way, we've got to go towards A. So they're going to go towards A, and guess what? As we mentioned, Mitch is waiting there. Seekers that drop out from Leaf to identify that's exactly where they are. Mitch has to make this bad boy sing. And he's going to get a chance.
Oh, timing.
Cleans up the first, Zeta does as
well. Eyvah.
On the second, now they're working their way forward. Freaking lunatic, man. The guy just holds W and it's often works. That was not the outcome he was looking for.
B'ye dönüyorlar. Orada Breach var. Astra AWP.
that should create some pressure for Vanity, but he's already just left the site. They're gonna let the spike go down potentially. They've still got
Vanity
the
salmış
flashbang
AWP'ye.
off of Zeta and a
Aa, headshot
flashbang
attı.
perhaps on Leaf ready. The spike is gonna
Doma ultim var. Aç ultini artık.
Magnum pushing forward. Understanding Vanity's back there. Vanity's able to clean him up.
Ya şaka mı abi, o CT'ye nasıl... Ya ama bak, Doma daha ne yapsın amına koyayım? O CT'ye 2 kişi nasıl ölüyorlar ya?
Oh my, what a retake coming in for Cloud9.
Vanity böyle. Tete. Tete. Tete. Böyle yapan adama 2 kişi öldü ya.
It's not gonna work. They gotta beeline it back towards mid, make their way up into B heaven. Somehow, some way, the trades go in their favor. They're able to get the spike down, but man, this is so back and forth. I can't believe Fnatic.
Bak.
I believe we're up.
Killjoy ile Viper'a bak.
7 to 11. And now
İşte tek tek çıkıyorlar amına koyayım.
Maliye Bakanı istifa etmiş.
Ne?
Maliye Bakanı Lütfü Elvan görevinden istifa etti.
Ne 24 saat GG ya? Oğlum 24 saat o round içinde. Alo.
Evet, o roundda.
Dolar kaç?
Bakalım
13-16 düşmüş abi. 13-16.
Definitely heard Magnum shooting that alarm bot, and you can see most of Fnatic are coming back to meet up with Magnum. And Leaf, he's got the backup of Mitch. That operator's got that long line of sight. Hopefully Viper Mystic has a lineup for this operator. There it is. The smoke will go down.
Bir senede kaç tane Maliye Bakanı zannediyorsun? Üçüncü mü oluyor bu?
A bit of an early fire. Leaf backside able to take care of Doma. Leaf gets a second.
Vallahi 1-1.
But Magnum from up.
Vallahi 1-1. Evet, Fracture izleyeceğiz lan.
I can't believe it. We're finally gonna get Fracture on day one. I did not see this coming. Fnatic looked to be in control. As we mentioned before, they were up 8-11.
Aynen chat yapıyorum 24 saat şu an. Battle Lights 31. ayın kutlu olsun. Çok teşekkürler, çok sağ ol. Hoş geldin kral. Ya abi de 24 saatte Allah'ım. Eray abi ya, gaza getirme şu chat'i ya.
Kaç BTC'yi yaparsın abi mesela?
Eray abi de makarasında tabi. Akıyor tabi short pozisyonu. Yok.